A very warm welcome everyone to the valedictory program of this 5-day online ATAL sponsored FDP on artificial intelligence. We welcome our honorable chief guest, Dr. Manish Paul, campus director, Acharya Institute, our respected principal, Acharya and BM Reddy College of Pharmacy, Dr. Amit Kumar Das, all the delegates and my dear colleagues for this valedictory program. It gives me immense satisfaction to share with you that we have successfully completed 15 scientific sessions with renowned speakers from all across India and abroad across these 5 days with the support from everyone. I now request our principal, Dr. Amit sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please switch on your camera.
This camera on, right?
We are not able to see you.
We can see you. He's there.
Oh, okay, sir. I think it's not
Yeah.
there on my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So good evening, everyone. So today I come to the concluding day of this 5 days long AICTE sponsored FDP on artificial intelligence in drug design and discovery, current and future perspective. So for today's military function, we have with us our beloved, campus director, Dr. Manish Paul S., who is alumni of Harvard School of Medicine and discovery scientist. He has few dozens of patents to his credit, and he's also co-inventor of India-made antibiotic that is enmetazobactam. So I welcome you, sir, for the valedictory function.
Thank
Dear
you.
faculty members, you all listen to various talk by a galaxy of scientists and experts on artificial intelligence in drug design, healthcare, and related area. I hope you have all enjoyed and have learned a lot. So objective of this FDP was to sensitize the faculty members to the artificial intelligence in drug design and pharmaceutical field. I hope this FDP was successful. So I request you all to encourage your students to take up some training program on machine learning or deep learning and data mining, which is the part of this artificial intelligence. During this B Pharm or M Pharm course, which will really surely add value to the program and to the career. So on behalf of management and faculty members of Acharya and BM College of Pharmacy, I thank all the distinguished speakers for sharing the expertise with the delegates and making this event so grand. I thank all delegates for participating in this FDP and make the event a grand success. I thank on behalf of Acharya Institute, AICTE for supporting this FDP with the financial grants and the management of Acharya Institute for all the support and encouragement. I'm really extremely thankful to the organizing team led by Dr. Sajeev, Dr. Madhavi, Dr. Venkatesh, and other faculty members of Pharmaceutical Department of our college for organizing the event so effectively and flawlessly. I request all the participants to give their feedback about this FBP, which will really help us to improve. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Amit sir, for your kind
Over to
words.
you.
I now request our chief guest, Dr. Manish Paul, who has been already been introduced by our principal, sir. And I would like to add that Dr. Manish Paul is a scientific advisor to various pharma and biotech companies and has to a considerable extent contributed to the field of science and is now leading us with his expertise and experience as our campus director. Sir, over to you for your kind words.
Thank you, Dr. Madhavi, Dr. Sajeev, and Dr. Amit. Well, a small correction I'd like to place on record. I'm an alumnus of Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. So that's one correction in my introduction. All right. Thank you. Well, it's been a great privilege that you all have had, and I too have had that privilege, especially the first day to witness the inaugural session of all the speakers. It was a brilliant session. I think people spoke their mind, and I didn't attend the rest of the program, of course, other than the inauguration. It's a well done program. I have seen the speakers and the content, and of course, I this is a field which is very interesting because I always believe in exponential technologies and how we adapt them. Because the traditional path of drug discovery, especially and development, coming from that domain, it's very dear to me. The traditional path, of course, is very lengthy, expensive, and does suffer from high failure rates. because we have to test millions and millions of molecules. You think of a drug discovery, it's like a funnel, is what we are used to. Thousands of millions we screen, and only few of them come out as successful molecules. But however, since only few of them come to preclinical stage, and then they go on to hardly one or two come to the clinical stage. Having put a molecule from ideation to the clinics, the journey has been 15 years long. And unless someone has an appetite and that kind of a money, no company would fund a discovery program. So embracing innovation, particularly the automated technologies, is very essential to reduce this complexity associated with drug discovery. And it also circumvents the high cost, right? And the time we spend in bringing a drug to market. Then further, we also need to incorporate automation, which can make the hunt of the drugs quite cheaper. It's at least $1 billion which goes in before a drug can come to the market, and we do not know by the time the drug has any relevance at all. Right, the risk is very high, but the rewards are also equally high. So we have to incorporate these modern technologies, and the past few decades have witnessed a dramatic growth in the use of novel approaches and technologies in drug discovery, especially the bioinformatics, the molecular modeling, and these things have really taken it to the next heights. Further, the availability of massive data sets, right? Today, data is the new gold. This and the advanced algorithms has also driven more interest and major improvements in the use of AI, uh, especially in the field of drug discovery. But of course, AI does provide substantial improvements at many stages of drug development, reducing the time from target identification to clinical development. And there is another subset of AI, that is the machine learning, right? That is also rapidly evolving. And you heard speakers speak, and I know Ajit was there, our colleague from Acharya. And this field is increasingly being harnessed by many pharma companies already. So integrating ML approaches into the drug development process does help to automate a lot of repetitive redundancy of data processing and analytical tasks. So I personally, being a champion of AMR stewardship, right, antimicrobial resistance stewardship, especially in this week, which is we call it as WOW, not VWOW, it is WAAW, the World Antibiotic Awareness Week. Right? In this week, we talk more of the role of antibiotics and how we preserve and protect these antibiotics. Right? I'd like to stress that the rapid emergence of antibiotic-resistant bacteria is a matter of global concern. If there is any urgent need, it is the discovery of antibiotics, because it is predicted that if no action is taken, then the resistant bugs, right, could be responsible for at least 10 million deaths each year by 2050. And we also read, I think a couple of weeks ago, the data in the newspaper stating that the fertility rate in India is also falling down. I read this, the headline says the fertility rate in India is stabilized, right? That's very interesting caption to read, which means things are already reducing the number of people on Earth holistically all over the world. In addition to that, if we get infections, I think we become visitors on Earth rather than actual people who live on Earth. So further to this, I'd like to add one more point to everyone's attention who has participated in this program, and that is quite dear to me of late. I've been talking a little bit more about this particular topic, that is superintelligence. We always talked about artificial intelligence all this time, but I think it's time that we start focusing on superintelligence, because superintelligence is a word coined by Nick Bostrom from Sweden, and what it means is how our neural network of our human brains, and when it is supported with the AI driven the machine technologies, how we can uh, make an exponential leap in the way we look at the challenges and we address those problems. So I would encourage all the participants around the country are there here, as I was told. I would encourage people to think in these lines of how can we harness the new technology, practical applicability. One is, of course, many of us do come for programs to get our, an experience of networking, to learn newer topics. And then that's where the shop closes. But I would encourage everyone to start applying them in their practical life. Write programs, or I mean, programs in the sense, I meant the project proposals which incorporate the modern technologies. This brings in a transdisciplinary approach. We bring in people from commerce, the economics, because economics drive the country, the world, right? Economics, the technologists, the computer scientists, right? And also the pharmacologists and biologists come together. We can make a significant difference. So I would encourage everyone to use this platform as a continuing, a stepping block or a bouncing board to take this entire program to the next orbit. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you very much. I sign off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Manish sir. You have effectively summarized the whole AI, the concept, and instigated and what has to be taken next. So data is the new goal, and we had one of the speakers says that right now we need new possibilitarians. Yes,
I like
and
the
I
word.
believe
Can you please repeat what's the
yes,
word?
possibilitarians.
Wow, that's a good one.
And that I think now, as you were coining it, that we need possibilitarians for new antibiotics now. Let's look forward to that. Thank you for your words, sir. I now request our FDP convener, Dr. Sajeev Kumar, to present a brief summary of the FDP and deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Sajeev, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Madhavi, for inviting me for delivering the vote of thanks. First of all, I should appreciate the whole and entire team of Acharya Institutes, who has hand-to-hand worked together to bring up this event in a very smooth manner without any flaws. That's highly appreciated and has been given as a feedback by the delegates itself through WhatsApp and through by all means. So I congratulate the entire team who are behind this whole show to take up for the vote of thanks. Very good evening, one and all. Today we have come to the closing session of AICTE ATAL FDP on AI, Drug Design and Development, Current and Future Perspectives, organized by Department of Pharmaceutics, ABMRCP. My applause to AICTE ATAL New Delhi in recognizing our institute to initiate faculty development programs and in providing the necessary financial support. As a program convener, it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the day of this event. I, on behalf of Acharya and BM Reddy College of Pharmacy, Bengaluru, would like to thank our distinguished guest, Dr. B. Suresh, Pro-Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysuru, for inaugurating the event. I would like to thank the guest of honor, Dr. Shankar K. Pal, for accepting our invitation and in joining us for the event. My sincere appreciation to all the speakers who have accepted our invitation and sharing their valuable thoughts and making the event possible in time within a short period. Our kind recognition to the management of Acharya Institutes for their constant and continuous support in organizing the FDP. I would like to thank Dr. Manish Paul S., our campus director, Acharya Institutes, and the chief guest for this particular valedictory function. Thank you, sir, for accepting our kind invitation and joining with us on this occasion. His leadership capability, zeal, and instructive thoughts has led our institute to march ahead and to excel in all bands with much recognition and glory. My sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Amit Kumar Das, for his constant support and encouragement and in guiding us in forefront. I take this opportunity to thank all the delegates who have participated in this FDP actively and unveiled their interest to enrich their skills and knowledge in the area of AI. My kind recognition to our Vice Principal, Dr. Manjunath PM, my teammates from Department of Pharmaceutics, Dr. Venkatesh DP, Dr. Madhavi BLR, Dr. Joyce Ruby, Mrs. Ashley, Mrs. Chaitra D, and other head of the departments and other faculty at ABMRCP for their untiring support and coordination to organize this event smoothly. Once again, I thank each and everyone for being part of this workshop and making it a grand success. With these warm words, we move to the end of the 5 days FDP. Thank you all for joining with us and wishing you a great day.
Thank you, Sajeev sir, for proposing the vote of thanks. Before we close, I have a few instructions for the delegates. You can all turn on your cameras so that we'll have a screenshot. The cameras are permitted. We'll be glad if we can, at least a few of you, if we can be accommodated on the screen. Thank you so much. It has been wonderful to have you all here. I request the technical team to do the needful with regard to capturing any necessary screenshots. And a few instructions for the delegates. Post FDP for any queries. Please send an email to fdpacharya2021@gmail.com. CC to principal apmrcp@acharya.ac.in. CC to your respective institution principals. No other kind of communication will be entertained. This is just for your information. And may I know if the screenshot has been captured? And the responses have been closed for the assessment. This is for your information. I'm sure the FDP was quite enlightening and first letting us some awareness where we are lagging behind. Those who are able to switch on your cameras will be glad to have you on screen. So, can anyone, technical team, can you please confirm if the screenshot has been taken?
Done.
Yes, it is done. Thank you all for being with us. And before I formally conclude, we are all much beholden to the convener of this FDP, Dr. Sajeev. For him, this has been a Herculean task, trying to pull up speakers from all across. And I should say the gestation period has been more than 9 months, having taken this up, I think, in Jan 2021. Sir, thank you so much for convening this FDP, for the proposal, for the acceptance. And now we are glad that we have successfully completed this 5-day ATAL FDP on artificial intelligence. Thank you one and all for being with us.
Well done, well done.
Thank you, Amit sir. So now I conclude this 5-day FDP and let us all raise for the national